guys, my name is Crystal and welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome old, welcome new. I'm a 53-year-old female from Rochester in Kent. So, good morning. Alexa, what's the time please?
The time is 7:58 a.m.
Alexa, what's the date today?
Today is Thursday the 5th of May.
And Alexa, the weather in Rochester.
In Rochester, it's 9 degrees Celsius with partly sunny skies. Today's forecast calls for more of the same, with a high of 20 degrees and a low of 9 degrees.
Alexa, thought of the day.
Here is your thought for May 5th. From Linda Grayson, there is nothing better than a friend, unless it is a friend with chocolate.
Friend with chocolate, I don't know what you mean. Right guys, so today it looks like it's going to be warm outside. It looks like it's going to be a nice day today. I'm not planning to do much. Okay, so last night I felt pretty awful. Emotionally and physically I felt quite bad, low in spirit, and you know that drilling yesterday was physically draining. I managed to get a few hours sleep last night. I actually did. I told you I go to bed when the kids upstairs go to bed so that I can have a few hours sleep before they wake up early in the morning. That's the only way round it now, it's the only way I can avoid being deprived of sleep. So what did I do last night? I think I put the telly on for a bit, and I sat down and just tried to, because stress makes you clench your face. It makes you clench your jaws, and I suffer from facial pain. So not only was I putting up with the drilling, I was clenching my face with stress, and it sort of like triggers all this pain off. And I mean, I was just happy to rest last night. I put a cover on the side of the right. This is where it affected this side. So I sat there. It was like a hot cloth over my face on that side. I went out last night. I said, didn't I, for an hour, very, very slowly. Because every step, every move was hurting me. Not in the legs, the face. So today I want to try and get on with my day, and you know, you've got to avoid triggers that start it off, and when you can't, there's nothing you can do but actually try and stop the pain, to be honest. If you're actually living in a place that is triggering every part of your pain off, there's not a lot you can do, and I can't keep going up to my mum. I'm 53, I want to be independent. I can't keep saying, right, there's a noise outside, I'm going to go off to my mother's. You know, when my mum's not there, I've got to cope by myself, haven't I? She won't be able to help when she's not here. I've got to learn to be independent. It feels like I'm being put in situations where I've got to go and run to my mother all the time. What else can I say? I mean, and it also feels like I'm stopped. The thing that I enjoy is trying to help other people through similar situations as myself, and my balloon videos. And you know, when people keep mentioning the words vile, disgusting, vulgar, so are other people on the television. But people watch that, don't they? They watch the TV programme. I mean, whoever chooses to put on what's on TV, there are some, you know, comes with a warning, and some of them are put up on after, 10, 11 o'clock at night, but we still watch them. There's that naked show where everybody takes their clothes off. They date, naked dating, isn't it? You date someone by looking at their naked body parts. I mean, to some people that would be vile and disgusting, but that's on television. I mean, I'm not totally naked, am I? I mean, really. I think there's some Mary Whitehouses about. You know what I mean? You can't do this, you can't show a leg, you can't show your arm, you can't say certain things. But you know, what was allowed to be done to me as a child, that didn't matter, did it? When I was screaming for help inside the flat, when I was a little girl, that was vile, that was disgusting, what was being done to me. Don't these people think that when I was a 10-year-old girl screaming, I wasn't autistic, I wasn't mad, my father was abusing me, and I was running up and down the flat screaming and trying to get my mother's attention, and my mother wasn't understanding why I was doing those naughty things, like pulling coats off and stamping on them, that I was asking for help, I was screaming for help. And it literally is distressing. I know those kids upstairs are looked after. He's struggling with kids. But when they're stomping on the ceiling and they were screaming this morning, ah! He runs up and down the ceiling screaming. He's autistic. I'm not saying anything's happening to those children. What I'm saying, it reminds me of a child when I was sexually abused and my dad was hurting me. And it's distressing to get woken up every morning by running up and down the ceiling, screaming. He's playing with his brothers. He's probably playing sword fighting or something. I understand that. But like I said, it's very distressing for me because all I can hear is thuds on the ceiling, loud screaming, and it reminds me of when I was a child, and it is very distressing. When you're a kid, you can't ask for help because police don't believe a child, teachers don't believe a child, adults outside just think you're a mad, stupid kid, and you're actually screaming and trying to ask for help in your own way by being naughty. Some abused children are very withdrawn and quiet, and they sit in a corner and don't speak, and that's a warning sign to a teacher. But some children get exceptionally naughty. They start playing with lighters and setting fire to things. They start, being naughty, bullying other kids. So teachers should look at these warning signs, and even if the parent isn't harming the child, if you do investigate, at least you know that child isn't being harmed. Do you know what I mean? But there's no shame in checking something out to find there's nothing going on, is there? In fact, more children would be helped if teachers did poke their nose in and did question why this child is like this. And if it is autism, fair enough. Give them the right support they need. Because autistic children need extra support and care. In my opinion, they shouldn't be living in blocks of flats with no garden and no, this place is full of horrific noise. Builders' vehicles going up and down the road for the past 2 years, and for a child who's got autism, noises, it hurts them. It makes an autistic child go up the wall. But these children should be helped, not stuck in boxes. My childhood was absolutely dreadful. if you've got one tooth out of place, it's funny, it's hilarious, let's take the piss. And it makes you... I was shy and quiet when I was a kid, and I was shy and quiet at all my jobs, and I got bullied really badly, usually by women, and they weren't all that. You know, the one girl that bullied me at college was a big, fat, overweight, rude, loudmouth, young girl. And she humiliated me in front of boys sexually when I was only 15 or 16, and that made me feel awful. It's always mainly women that take the mickey and the piss. And when I was at school, I wasn't an ugly child at all. At secondary school, I was not ugly at all. I was just shy and quiet, and they used to pinch off me, laugh at me, throw my coat out of the window, go and get it. So when I get treated like what's happening now, and what my dad did was advertise the fact that I was a slag, put my house number and street name down on Facebook, and then I had the whole street, and I have heard the word slag as I've walked past. My own father, who was abusing me and mistreating me, called me a slag when he was a dirty old man. I mean, how ridiculous. And that's what these men do to cover up their filthy behaviour. Because my dad thought he was going to be discovered, because I was in the process of going to the police, he decided to share my videos on his Facebook and call me a slag, because I was about to go to the police and tell them everything. That's the truth of it. That is what he did. And as you know, the police came 2 months after my dad expired, when it was too late to have him prosecuted or sent to prison, because he's been abusing me since the age of 10. Right? So please don't get cross with me. I'm not a grass. I worry about kids. And when I hear loud noises and screaming, it reminds me of myself being abused as a child. And I told you, I'm not saying his kids are well looked after, they're well dressed, and it's hard, a single parent looking after more than 2 kids, I know. I'm just saying it reminds me of being abused, and it's very distressing, and it's nothing to be laughed at. And I'm not a slag. My father was actually abusing me and doing all that crap to cover it up. Now I'm going to have my coffee and get on with my day, and I'll see you all later. But don't misjudge me. I'm not a nasty person.